Good morning, everyone. Today is the 25th of February, Wednesday morning. In Acts, the 17th chapter, the 28th verse, we read, "For in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring." For in him we live and move and have our being. Well, that's quite a statement. Well, I was talking to some people yesterday and sharing a little bit with them, and I mentioned to this person, I don't believe there are any maverick molecules. And this person said, what do you mean? I said, well, if there are any maverick molecules, then God isn't God. If God isn't in every aspect of everything, he's not God. Isaiah 26:12 says, Lord, thou wilt ordain peace for us, for thou also hast wrought all our works in us. Thou hast wrought all our works in us. Where do you get the doctrine of free will from that? Thou hast wrought all our works in us. James 2:22, seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect. Jesus Christ is the only one that is sovereign. Men want to believe that they have control over their lives. They want to believe they control their own destiny. I wrote that book, The Lies of Free Will. Do you control your own destiny? We don't control our own destiny. By our choices. People say, well, you can set goals and you can become anything you want to be. No, you cannot. You cannot become anything you want to be. That's a lie. God's the one that determines all things. Okay? And Richard Bennett, a former Catholic priest who was converted gloriously by Christ and came out of the Catholic Church, like 6 months before he came out of the Roman Catholic Church, he said every morning he would read the first and second chapter of Ephesians. I find that really interesting. So for all you Roman Catholics out there, that's my prescription to you. Read the first and second chapter of Ephesians. Right? Ephesians 1:4, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, having predestinated us unto adoption by Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, not man's will, good pleasure of his will. He hath made us accepted in the beloved. We have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins according to the riches of his grace, where he abounded toward us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known unto us the mystery of his will according to his good pleasure, which he hath purposed in himself, in whom we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will. Where's free will in that? Where's free will in that? He's wrought all our works in us. In him we live and move and have our being. It's not of him that willeth, nor him that runneth, but God that showeth mercy. That's what Scripture tells us, isn't it? It's not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but God that showeth mercy. Romans 9:16. Well, I also would encourage all of our listeners to do a careful study of the 6th chapter of John. You'll get your boat loaded. I guarantee you. We read through the 6th chapter of John, because it's a absolute confession of election by Christ. That's what it is. I've often said that that Jesus Christ is the greatest teacher on election in the Bible. He said, "My sheep hear my voice and they follow me, and no man can pluck them out of my hand." He said, "All that the Father hath given me will come to me." It's a foregone conclusion that all that the Father hath given him are going to come to him. You can sing "You Surrender all you want to. You know, you can say, "Just as I am, I come," but the fact is, if you come, you've been given to Christ by the Father. And also, Jesus Christ said in John 6:29, "This is the work of God, that you believe on me, whom he hath sent." It's the work of God. It's not your work. It's not your faith. It's the faith of Christ that he's placed within us. It's the work of God that you believe on me. Well, it's a little different gospel we're preaching than what you hear in 90% of the churches this morning. You know? John 6:37. Well, John 6:39. "This is the Father's will, which has sent me, that all of which he hath given me, I should lose nothing." All of which he has given me, I should lose nothing. It's 100% success rate. All that the Father has given him will come to him. "And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. No man can come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him." Where's free will in that? No man can come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. They shall all be taught of God. Every man therefore that hath heard and hath learned of the Father cometh unto me. And he says that if you believe on him, you already have everlasting life. Life comes before believing. Verse 47. "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me hath everlasting life." Quickening comes before believing. Having been given everlasting life comes before believing. You must be born again. Well, that's what's kind of on my mind this morning. In him we live and move and have our very being. May the good Lord be with you today in a special way, is my prayer. God bless.